it's Zoe. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, it is so nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's so nice to see you again. In today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, we're going to be seeing how you can unlock the bad bee within you. I am so excited for this reading because I know we all struggle with seeing our inner queen or inner king sometimes. It doesn't matter what gender you are, we all can unlock our inner bee. I'm not going to curse in this video because YouTube, but also I just wanted to see what is blocking us currently from being our baddest selves and how we can get to our highest selves. Okay, so we're gonna see what Spirit has to say, and now we can roll on over to the pick a pile selection of this video so you can see which pile resonates with you the most. Okay, if you are new to pick a card readings, the way that this works is that you pick one of these lovely stickers that calls out to you the most, and then you go on down to the description box and choose a timestamp for your respective pile. Okay, I'm also going to include bad bee anthems for each pile, so make sure to look out for that as well. So for pile 1, we have this cute mermaid's macchiato sticker. Also, this camera is glowing, but you know, we're gonna roll with it. Pile 2, we have a NASA sticker. Pile 3, we have real BFF, and for pile 4, we have girls support girls. So pause the video if you feel the need to, and I'm going to roll on over to pile 1's reading. Hello pile 1, thank you so much for tuning in. This is your reading for how to unlock your inner bad bee. Yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Also, make sure to check down in the description box below for your bad bee anthem, okay? I'm going to start off by getting Ashley, what is blocking you from, you know, being your illest, your baddest, most amazing self right now? So Spirit, what is blocking pile 1 from being their baddest and most amazing selves right now? What is blocking pile 1 from being their baddest, the illest that they could be? Okay, we have justice. You might be ruminating over things from the past that you feel like are unfair to you. Strength in reverse, and that is keeping you from feeling like you're strong. Maybe ruminating over things that people have said to put you down. Or maybe just constructive criticism. Maybe you don't take criticism well, is what I'm getting here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I kind of want to come up in reverse too, and I feel like I'm just feeling like you, even though we have the Ace and it's sitting here upright, I feel like you don't believe that you can set the foundation for long-term success. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, so that's telling me that you might feel like you have to depend on other people to reach that success, with the Ace being 1. I always see it as being, you know, independent of yourself, right? Being able to depend on yourself. And yeah, you can go to other people for support, but there's a difference between looking for support and being codependent, you know? And we have the Sun in reverse. Yeah, I'm feeling like even in, you know, Embodic energy is the 6 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, I definitely do feel like you are someone who might ruminate on the past a lot, be stuck, hold grudges, and things like that. I feel like that is probably what's keeping you from being the best of the bad. You look at the bad, or you know, the worst in people, or you see the negative sides of a positive situation rather than seeing the good in a given situation, right? You do have abundance, you do have happiness around you. It's just you're unable to see it. I mean, even her eyes are closed right now. You're looking at the bad sides of yourself. You're not sitting in the energy of the positive sides, or you know, you're not sitting in the energy of a bad bee almost, like basically. And it's something that I heard about manifestations yesterday actually, is that yes, we can want these manifestations to happen. Yes, we could affirm I am, but if you're saying how if you are imagining yourself in a state of success and you feel happy, you feel accomplished, you're proud of yourself, if you're not proud of yourself in that moment, if you're not already feeling, you know, proud of the accomplishments that you have right now, then you are essentially out of vibration with the manifestation that you're trying to get, because you have to live as if you already have what you're wanting, right? And so stop seeing only the negativity. Stop letting the negativity weigh you down and not letting the positivity lift you up. Yes, we are going to have bad days and we all have our insecurities and things like that, but not letting the past define who we are is essential, and acting as if we are already the person that we wish to be, right? Fake it until you make it, basically. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with that. So now let's pull how you can unlock your bad B more so, or like, what does Pile 1's best self look like? What does Pile 1's best self look like, please, Spirit? And how can they unlock that? How can they unlock the bad self? Their baddest self, not the bad self. Yeah, you're definitely feeling stuck right now in this moment. You're feeling like you can't move on, but it's because of your own limiting beliefs, and you're thinking about, oh, that was so unfair, that was so unfair, that was so unfair. Okay, well, balance the scales yourself. Take your own autonomy, take your power to balance the scales. And sometimes it's a matter of, we're never going to get that closure, but how can we offer that closure to ourselves? So, Spirit, what does Pile 1's baddest illest self look like? Okay, well, we have the Fool. Yeah, someone who leaves past baggage behind and moves forward with leaps of faith. All right, and is ready to begin anew and, you know, leave the past behind. I keep hearing also of the saying that, like, we always want to move forward. We want to have the best house, we want to have the coolest car, we want to have all the success, we want to have happiness, a healthy relationship, and things like that. And we want to move forward in our life, but we're still staying stuck with the person who we are. We want to change our life, but we don't want to change ourselves. And so Spirit is asking you to be reborn and to forgive yourself of the past, and to forgive the situations of the past and to let them go, so you can continue to grow into your highest self. Okay, you never truly do grow up, and so I think just, you know, continue to nurture your inner child. Continue to nurture that inner child so that you can level up. And we have the Sun again. The Sun again. I don't take reversals for this deck, but I will keep in mind that the Sun came up really, again, I always see that she's lit, like literally lit on fire here. You might not even see that. Hold on. She's literally lit on fire here in this picture. And so it's kind of like you just need to burn the past, okay? Rewrite who you are and, you know, look at all the potential that you have to grow. Someone who is in the spotlight, literally. All eyes on them, and just is radiating and glowing from the inside out. She's full of light and not afraid to destroy what no longer serves her, and to create destruction and to erase what no longer serves her, to allow light and prosperity and positivity to flow into her life. Not afraid to, you know, erase the person from the past, her old self that kept holding her back, and embrace her future self, her highest self. And I'm saying her because I'm seeing it as a femme seeming person on this card. But again, apply it to any gender that you prescribe to, right? Okay, and then Spirit, how can Pile 1 unlock this? How can Pile 1 unlock this Sun, this power within them? Then we have the Seven of Cups. One more card, please, Spirit. One more card. Just one more. And then Justice again. Okay, it's crazy how you get so many of the same cards. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. I'm seeing with the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, definitely get rid of any limiting beliefs, because if there's something that you're wanting to start, if there's something that you're really curious about and that you want to learn, don't tell yourself, oh, I'll never be as smart, or oh, I'm too old, I'll never be as good as, you know, that prodigy who's 11 years old, who's already traveling the world and who already has like all the success that I want at like 30 years old. Okay, don't compare yourself to others, because comparison is already, you know, leading to, like, it's already like your failure is solidified if you keep comparing yourself to other people. Focus on what do you want to learn, what new hobby do you want to take up, and focus on your love and your passion for that. Look how much she's smiling, and look at the light. There's so much light, there's so much illumination in your reading so far, and just really, okay, like, give in to the present moment and don't focus on where it's leading. Learn to let go of the outcome. Learn to, you know, do what you have to do and then go about your life. Okay, do what you have to do to bring and work towards your manifestations, and then let them go and trust that, you know, it will balance itself out, that the universe will bring you what it is that you desire. If you're at a restaurant and you make an order for your food, right? But if you never let the waiter go in and put that order in, if you keep saying, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, please, please, please give me this, please, I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, but you're holding on to the waiter's hand, they can never go put that order in. All right, so you have to let go and trust that, you know, your order is going to come through. You never sit at a restaurant and think, oh, I wonder when, like, if I'll ever get my food. Is the food going to come? Like, we might never get our food. Like, you know that it's coming. So trust that self and trust that the abundance is around you, and be happy with what you currently, or your current situation, and the abundance that you currently have, and keep making room for more to come through, and let go of dead weight. Okay, let go of flowers that need to die, and, you know, pluck out the weeds so that new prosperity and new beautiful blooming flowers can grow, and let the cycles continue to repeat itself. It's always having to retake stock of your current situation, not get mad at it, but trust that it will change with time, and that you are building your future in today. Okay, really stand in your throne. I mean, look at this, like the King of Wands, like, he's passionate and he has a plan. Okay, you can want, but if you never put in the work to get that, I'm seeing, like I said, like, do what you have to do and then go about your life. I'm hearing, you know, the Princess and the Frog movie of, you know, you can wish upon a star, but you got to meet the star halfway. The King of Wands has all his wishes and his manifestations and his desires, and a passion and motivation to go after them, and able to sustain the fire within him to bring his desires to life. Okay, he has a plan going forward. He's not the Page of, like, Wands or the Knight of Wands that just rushes in without a plan. He's got his stuff figured out, and he allows himself to dream and brings justice about for himself, because he's a king. He rules. He can, you know, he can dish out what he needs to dish out. He can right wrongs where they need to be righted. Okay, don't let yourself not be able to dream. Don't have a dream and then be like, oh, that'll never come true. Allow yourself to dream and trust that it can come to fruition, because you have the passion and the desire, and you have the power to right the scales and give yourself the closure that you need to from the past. And every pebble that you throw in a pond will ripple out as it does. You know, you do this and that happens. Okay, how to get from A to B, and B to C, and C to D, and so forth. Okay, what the pebble that you throw in now creates the ripples for the future, if I'm making sense, right? Like, your actions have consequences, and those consequences aren't always bad. If I invest $10 into the stock market now, tomorrow I might have $11. Okay, that's the pebble I threw in. The $11 is the ripple that came out. Okay, so just trust, move forward with a plan, but don't let that passion die out, and don't, you know, just because you have to plan, maybe, and you can't just wish upon a star and it creates, doesn't mean it's not going to come true. Doesn't mean you can't just sit around and expect it to happen, but trust that you have the power to create what it is that you want in life. Okay, so now I'm going to get some more advice from Spirit. And what you got to do, you know, be able to sip from this mystical mermaid macchiato. Spirit, what does pile 1 have to do to unlock their bad deed? What else? What other advice do you have to offer them, please? Spirit, what other advice do you have to offer them? What other advice do you have to offer them, please, Spirit? Oh, that's a lot. I can't take all of that. That is also a lot. That's also a lot, but I will take this top card here. Okay. And I'll take this card too. Actually, I'll take these 3 cards right here. And we're going to end it there. Oh, I will make note of this card right here. Autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. So definitely, again, like I said, don't lose hope in your power, and don't lose hope that, you know, what you want to come to fruition is going to come to fruition. This card talks about how this girl, okay, is in this barren forest, and she's starving and she's hungry, okay, but when it comes to time, she has this apple. She can plant a seed and create an apple orchard. I don't know how to say that word. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart about that, but she can plant this apple and she can eat from the apple when she needs to. She doesn't actually, you know, have nothing around her to sustain her, okay? The apple is in her hands. The apple is full of color, and she's not alone in that sense, okay? And also notice how this is 6. 6 to me always talks about, you know, 6 is the number of the Lovers card, and so 6 talks about, you know, having to not only make choices, but free yourself from any codependent situations and be an individual in any partnerships that you have, in any collaborations that you have, and just in life in general, and living your authentic, truest self, okay? And bottom deck energy is the 3 fades. What comes around goes around. Okay, so I feel as though, again, like I said before, that you are ruminating and replaying past events over and over and over again, okay, way past their prime. It's time to kind of let those go. You can keep, you know, getting upset about what happened. You can keep, you know, degrading yourself and beating yourself up about mistakes that you made in the past. You can keep living in the past, right? But not actually learning from it and taking those lessons in stride for the future. You can change the cycle that you're in right now. You don't have to stay here. And if you do, like, not take your power now, and you do, like, just keep crying over the same things again and being like, oh, why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? And not actually taking action to make this cycle stop, then of course it's going to keep going and going and going, because you haven't learned your lesson. But it's time that you take your power in knowing that you can make change. This is number 26, and 6 plus 2 is 8. And so there is, again, a lot of abundance around you, but you just have to open your eyes to it and break out of the cycle that you currently are in, because you do have the power to do that. I can't stress that enough, okay? And we also have Faceless Ghosts and the Haunted Girl Ghost people, okay? And if you take a look at the people next to this girl, their face, like, they have the same face, but there's nothing underneath. There's nothing substantial underneath. So people might be saying, oh, you have to prescribe to this belief. Oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to depend on us. People might be keeping you dependent on them and telling you that you don't have the strength to do what it is that you want to do. But these people see the light within you, and they are feeding off of it, and they are afraid of you leaving. They want to keep you around because you give them substance when they don't have any. They haven't found their meaning. They haven't found their truth, okay? They don't know how to love themselves, and they get envious when they see you trying to learn to do that. But you can't let them hold you back. You can't let them motorcycle. They can't let them run you over. Speaking of motorcycles, okay, don't let them feed off you, and don't let them suck the light out of you, so you become a faceless shell just like them, okay? It's time to see clearly and listen to your intuition and tune into the frequency within you, because it is marvelous and it is beautiful, okay? And it deserves to have that light shown out to the world. You deserve to shine like this sun card right here, okay? So open your eyes to the truth, and you might have to close your eyes to see the truth and see what is inside, and go inwards and dive deep and do the shadow work and the healing that you need to do to unlock that light and to let it shine, and to not, to take all those covers down that you've been forced to put up throughout life, and the mask that you think you have to wear to fit in and to make people happy. The real question is, are you happy? Okay, are you happy with the mask that you're wearing? Or is it time that you kind of wipe all of that off and see what's trying to be illuminated to you, and see what's trying to break through all of that? Okay, again, like I said, there's something that you're holding on way too tightly with this strangely lonely. You're feeling maybe lonely because you're cutting yourself off from your inner child and your higher self. Your inner child might be crying out because it's lonely, and you're saying, why does everything I have, even though I see the abundance, right? Why isn't it making me happy? It's because you're not taking full advantage of it, and this abundance isn't in line with your truest self, and it's not aligned with your highest purpose or where you want to go in life. And so it's time to take stock of that. Where do you want to go, and how are you going to get there, and what are you doing now to get there, and what are you doing now that is blocking you from getting there? And it could be that you've closed yourself off from the energy to bring all these manifestations true. If you have all these walls up, how are you going to get what you want to get if you're not allowing it to come towards you, if you're not making space for it? Okay, so learn to let go and to keep it moving. And so now we're going to end off with just a little bit of, they already wanted to speak. So these cards I actually won in a giveaway from Dr. Ebony, and they're called My Therapy cards. They are amazing, and I love them. And they just are little prompts to ask yourself, and tasks that you can do to help you heal those wounds and any trauma that you hold from the past. Okay, so these are just little advice cards to help you out in unlocking your inner potential. Okay, so we have, what are you doing to recharge and refuel? We cannot give to others what we do not have for ourselves. Okay, so how are you recharging yourself, and how are you refueling? How are you nourishing yourself? Okay, your inner self, to feel the baddest and to feel the best that you can possibly best. If you're giving all your energy and letting yourself be drained by others, there's nothing left for you, and there's no way that you can live your highest life, live the highest quality of life, and be your happiest self if you've given it all away, if you've given yourself away. Okay, finish the sentence. When I am feeling shame, I blank. Okay, I feel that there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt, and there's a lot of anger towards yourself and resentment towards yourself. All right, there's a lot of insecurity here, and so I feel like you have to feel shame a lot. And so what do you do in those moments? Here's a task that Dr. Ebony offers. Journal or talk to someone you trust about how you respond to and cope with shame. Okay, when you're feeling shame, what do? Do you shut down? Do you degrade yourself? Do you have negative self-talk? Okay, what is it that you do, and how can you start to change that? All right, so as you feel, so you can start dealing with the actions that you take on that. Okay, and stopping those to kind of heal that shame you have, and maybe even stop that shame. Like you say, oh, I hate myself for doing this, like I should never have worn that out in public or whatever. And then you're like, actually I look cute today, actually I look great today, and I don't need to feel shameful about that. Okay, if you eat another cookie and then you feel shameful for eating a cookie because you're trying to be on a diet, and it's just a positive feedback loop, maybe be like, okay, I'll have half a cookie, or it's okay to cheat once in a while, or it's all right, I did this, but we can keep it moving, and I forgive myself for that. All right, is there anything else, Spirit? Any other messages? Any other advice for pile 1? Any other advice for pile 1? We'll take this one. Where do you fall on your list of priorities? Do something today that places you as a top priority. I really feel like this is like you're putting others before you, pile 1, and it's time that you end that. Put yourself as top priority. Do what you feel makes you happiest, okay? To heal that shame. Like I've said before, put yourself top priority, because a bad bitch doesn't let anybody dim her worth, dim their light, okay? She puts herself number 1. She puts herself first. Again, regardless of gender, they put themselves first, okay? So you can't be a bad bee if you're letting others trample over you, take your light, tell you that you're not worth it. You're, making your worth unbeknownst to you, right? Making you blind to all the good things about you. Okay, how do you expect to be your baddest self if you don't even see the baddest and the illest person within you, if you can't even see the bad self that you could be? Okay, and then we have there's a lot of habit cards, and I included these different sections within here because there are 3 types of cards in this deck, and habits is one of them. And it says the habit cards are designed to guide you through exploring habit blocks that might get in the way of you reaching your fullest potential and highest self. Okay, so what habits do you need to change is what this card is asking, and to take a look at how your daily habits, the things that you do, keep you from being your best self. And this could very much be things like negative self-talk or not taking care of your body that makes you feel worse or doesn't make you feel like you're the best, okay? Or doesn't make you feel like you're in, you know, the best space mentally and emotionally and physically that you could be. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed, I hope it resonated, and I hope it offered some helpful advice for you. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and I will see, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, okay, if you haven't already, down below, and make sure to hit that bell notif so you don't miss any more readings in the future, okay? So thanks so much again, and have an awesome day. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the NASA sticker. And I will say right off the bat, I'm hearing NASA by Ariana Grande. I'ma need space. How does it go? Give your whole world. I'ma need space. I'ma need space. I'ma need space. All right. I'm not a great singer, but you get the gist. I'm also getting her song, Just Like Magic. Just like magic, I attract it. So like I'm hearing manifestation. I'm gonna need space. So I feel like you guys are my independent biddies here. Okay, so what is blocking you though from being the baddest, illest version of yourself right now? Because I feel like you guys really are on your grind, you're on your hustle, you're independent, you feel as though you don't need anybody else. So let's see what is getting in the way. Perhaps it could be ironically the opposite, file. Yeah, it's great to be independent and you know that we can depend on ourselves, that we're self-sufficient, but it's okay to be vulnerable once in a while. Is, you know, what I'm already picking up is that maybe you put too much on yourself and you don't let yourself rest enough, okay? And you kind of block yourself from other people. But let's see, Spirit, why is pile 2, how is pile 2 blocking themselves from being their baddest, illest self? Just like magic, just like magic, middle finger to my bum and I like it. Alrighty. So, what is keeping, oh, we already got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys really do be on your grind. You really do, and that is beautiful. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The Page of Cups. What else? Spirit. Then we have the Empress. I can't remember reverse, but I want to put it upper right. You guys already could, like, okay. We always are bad bees, but what is keeping us from feeling our best selves? Okay, so. And the camera is crooked, question mark. The star in reverse. And we have the, we have 2 here. I guess I'll take both. The 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles here as your bottom deck energy. So, I'm getting that, yeah, you guys definitely are focusing on the material realm of your world. We have the 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Empress. You could definitely be an Earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But I'm getting with this Page of Cups that your heart is closed off, right? You really do project yourself to be the baddest bee, which is amazing. We love to see that, right? We love to see projecting confidence. We love to see projecting confidence and letting people know that you don't play. So we have you really wanting to have the reciprocity that you give to others, right? You're not going to give something if someone isn't going to give it back to you. I feel like this is mostly in your relationships, you know, either platonic or romantic, right? Like if you're putting in 50, the other person's got to put in 50, right? Which again is, I feel like you guys really are like cutthroat here, especially with the Ace of Swords. But like I said before, I feel like what's really blocking you is mainly your heart chakra. I feel like there's sometimes that you get really stressed out, but you don't show a lot of people that, and you just keep projecting this tough girl energy or tough boy energy. Again, you know, regardless of gender, we are all a bad bee when we want to be, or constantly, right? So I feel like with the Page of Cups holding the key to the heart, I feel like you are just kind of like, nope, lock it, I'm not letting anything come out. Like, this is just, we're gonna throw away emotions for this, for right now. And you know, the main, okay, I don't know why I can't speak. I feel like y'all's throat chakra is both open and blocked. Like, you cut through the BS. You don't let people, you know, play games with you. You don't play games, period. You want straightforward things, straightforward communication. And if someone can't, you know, give that to you, and they're, you know, being wishy-washy and don't know what they want, you're like, okay, bye. Totally fine, right? But at the same time, you're not really speaking your true emotions. And I feel like you have what you want, or you are projecting the person that you want to be, but you're not being honest with yourself in some type of way. You're not being honest with your feelings, your emotions, any anxieties, any fears you have, and you kind of bury that and shut it down. And while, yes, it's great that you can be strong and independent, again, I'm going to keep saying that, it's also important that you recognize that part of being strong is being vulnerable and being honest with yourself, right? If you just keep letting everything, you know, build up and up and up and try to bottle it all up, it's going to explode at some point, and you're not going to feel like, you know, your best self. Okay, it's like there is this part of you, this small part of you inside that doesn't feel like their best self, but you keep telling yourself, no, I do. And again, I get like faking it till you making it. Oh my god, fake it until you make it, right? But you still have to do the inner work, or else it's going to seem like some type of fallacy. Like, you're demanding reciprocity from other people, but are you coming through for yourself? Okay, I feel like having the star kind of in the center of all of this is really interesting, because the star is in reverse and you are manifesting what you want. The star in reverse is not necessarily a bad card for me. It's just that what you want might, you know, take a little longer than it normally would be, because there is blocked energy here. And it's like you need to shed light on your truth. Okay, you don't need to show this to other people, right? You don't need to, like, it's like I feel like you are communicating what you want to others, but you're not being honest with yourself. Like, it's like you are telling other people this, and that, but you aren't telling yourself the truth, or you're skipping over yourself, right? You're asking other people to do this and this and this, right? And to meet your standards. But it's like you're not meeting your own standards that you've set for other people. And you're not letting other people in to support you and help you heal, right? You're putting a lot on yourself, and it's starting to build up and it's starting to bubble up, but you keep shutting it down, and eventually that bubble is going to pop. And a bad bee isn't afraid of her emotions. She's not afraid to look soft. I'm saying she, but again, you know, apply it for how it goes for you, right? Apply it to what you identify as. But a bad bee isn't afraid to be a little softer, isn't afraid to show their skin in the sense of being their squishy self, right? They're not afraid to appear fragile or, you know, soft. Like, I feel like you are always being like, I have to be cutthroat, and I have to, you know, be sharp, you know, sharp eyeliner and dark colors or dark lipstick, and not let anybody tell me what to do. And while there is truth to that, it's also like not being afraid, not caring if people see the softer sides of you, not letting that take away from the strong, independent person that you know yourself to be. Just because someone might see a tear now and then, or someone might, you know, see your nails slipping or whatever, it doesn't mean that you're not successful. It doesn't mean that you're not amazing. It doesn't mean that you're not, you know, tough and strong. Okay, because at the end of the day, their opinion doesn't matter. And I feel like you are still, like, with this line here, it's like you're like, oh no, this line is cut off, like there's a barrier here, like no one can get to me. But at the same time, you're still trying to project yourself to be what you think society determines what a bad bee is, or, you know, you're still letting other people kind of rule over you in the sense that you don't want to hear what they have to say if you're not at your top level, if your hair is messed up, if you go outside in sweats once in a while, if you have, if you're not really wearing nail polish at some point, or they see, your eyeliner slipping or whatever. You're like, oh no, I can't let them see me tripping. Who cares? Who cares? Honestly, who cares? You're the person who cares. You are the person that is giving value to that. All right, a bad bee can be in any shape or form. Can have a bare face, a full made face, can be in sweats, can be in Gucci clothes. Okay, could have messy hair, could have laid edges. All right, it doesn't matter what form you take. You're always going to be your baddest self. And it's one thing if you feel your baddest when you are all made up, or whatever form that you try to project. That's one thing. But it's another thing to be in that form in order to project that to others. When you should be projecting it to yourself and getting it to the core of yourself, and let yourself know, I'm always the best. And I might feel my best when I'm like this, like when I'm looking like this. But even if I'm not, I still know I'm amazing. I still know I'm beautiful, okay? And like really nurturing yourself and being a mother towards yourself, okay? Because maybe you had people in your life or parents that weren't there to really nurture you because they hadn't nurtured themselves. It's important to go back to that and really nurture, the inner child within you, so you can laugh, so you can feel vulnerable, so it's okay for you to cry, all right? Not being afraid of your emotions to really make you fully 100% fearless, all right? And again, if you do feel as though you need someone to rely on and to, support once in a while, right? Being independent doesn't mean you can't be interdependent. Like, asking someone for help doesn't automatically make you weak. It doesn't automatically make you codependent. It's totally okay to ask for help. And who knows, if you do ask for help or you do collaborate with other people, so many beautiful things can be made if you just give it a chance and you just open yourselves up to that. Because I feel as though you are very, very closed-minded and have a narrow view of what success looks like and what strength looks like. But there's so much more to it, and once you open your view to that, you will feel so much more at peace with yourself and who you are, because maybe deep down inside you're projecting this tough exterior because you aren't actually happy with who you feel like you are at your core. And once you're able to be fully authentic with yourself and project that out, and not be afraid to project who you truly are and your authentic being out, then you will feel even more bad than you already are, okay? So now let's see what the baddest, illest version of you looks like in the future, or once you fully unlock, your inner self, and how you can go about unlocking that. Alrighty? So, Spirit, what does Pile 2's best self look like? What does the inner bad bee look like, please, Spirit? What does Pile 2's inner bad bee look like? Okay, we already got one. So we have the Six of Swords. Yeah, Six of Swords. Yeah, walking away from illusions. Interesting that I said illusions, because this card doesn't usually represent illusions, but I do feel as though you're walking away from some perceived notions. And this is the Six of Swords coming after the Five of Swords, which I usually take as clashing beliefs, clashing ideas and opinions, and just being like, I'm gonna win no matter what, and being like super like, even if I hurt other people, I'm going to win. And I feel like you're leaving that and going into less always being ready to fight, always being on edge, always being tense and ready to fight, and like be, like like in battle mode, So I feel as though that you are walking away from what you thought to be abundance and towards true abundance, and what abundance really means for you, and not what anybody else says that it means, okay? Even, things that you might have just learned implicitly from society. What else, Spirit? What else? I feel a lot of authenticity being brought to the table in the future. Wow. What does Pile 2's best self look like in the future, please, Spirit? What is Pile 2's best self? Can you turn it down a little bit? What does pile 2's best self look like, please, Spirit? And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, really, you know, you're still working towards that coin, but you're not afraid to kind of start over and to relearn what it really means for you to speak truth, or who you really are, and what direction it is that you really want to take. The King of Pentacles has already sat down. He's already decided where he's going and where he is. He's already staked claim and cultivating the land that he's chosen to be his own. While the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like, is still looking for that, still looking for where to plant their seed for abundance and to create the foundation for long-term stability. And so it's okay if you're still looking for that. Right? You don't have to act like you have all the answers now. You don't have to act like you have everything now. As long as you trust yourself in the process and that you know where you're going and you realign with yourself and your highest purpose and where it is that you, what direction it is that you want to take. You know how to take the practical steps. It's just take the practical steps that really feel true to you and feel like you're happy with. Okay, so how can you unlock your highest self, Spirit? I mean, how can pile 2 unlock their highest self, Spirit? Okay, so we have Temperance and the Page of Swords. Definitely balancing that inner and outer world. Again, being a more open-minded, letting your ideas fly, not saying no to things, saying yes to more ideas. Where does this idea take you? Where does that idea take you? Okay, what if you go on this one trip? What if you go out like this? What if you mix up your style, your reputation, or, your brand or whatever, and see what really works for you? I feel like you were going off of, typical ideas of what a baddie looks like, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that idea, but just asking yourself, okay, do I really mess with this? Does this really feel like me? Okay? And just playing around with that, playing around with your image, playing around with what you do in your free time, okay? Like, just taking on new ideas and being open to what comes and flows through your mind and in life, and seeing what resonates and what makes you feel as if you're in balance with yourself. Okay, so Spirit, what else? So we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, again, like I said, something inside you that you don't want to see, that you don't want to take a look at and to acknowledge. But that's what's blocking you from going on to this next step with the Ten of Swords. 10 being completion. It's like your eyes are closed and your inner self is crying, but you refuse to look at it. You refuse to look at the swords on your back, and you're using them as armor. But if you take them out, but the wounds aren't healing, they're still there. And the more people hit at it, the more, hits that you take, the deeper those swords are going to go. And so you need to kind of take those out and maybe take time out for yourself, or let someone help you heal those wounds and that you have on your back that you can't reach. And that's 100% okay. And just open your eyes again to the world around you and your inner truth and your inner self. Okay, one more card, Spirit. How can pile 2 unlock their baddest selves? Okay, Death. Yeah, death. And it's interesting that it's coming after a 10. New beginnings, a new start needed, letting go. Right, I told this to pile 1, but this idea of you want to change your life, you want to enter this life that you want. Do you, first of all, ask yourself, is this really what you want, or do you think this is what you want based on other things, based on what preconceived notions from society, or what your family, what your friends say, the immediate community around you. Okay, but if you want that, determine what it is that you want and that you want to change your life. But are you changing yourself? You don't want to change yourself to fit that life. You don't want to put yourself in vibration with that life. You want to stay in any low vibrations that you have that you're holding on to, that you can't fit through the door to get you to that next stage, to that next level that you want to go. So you need to kind of let that go, and let death come about, let change come about, let go of anything holding you back, and be honest with yourself about what it is that is holding you back. And don't play any games with yourself, just like you don't want anyone else to play games with you. Okay, be straightforward with yourself as much as you are with other people, right? Because you've been hurt, and sometimes your blunt words might hurt other people as well. okay? And it's mainly a reflection because you're continuing to hurt yourself by not acknowledging what's really going on. And once you do that, you'll really be able to have a target to hit, because I feel like you're going in a direction you think is correct, but it doesn't really resonate, and you're wondering why, like what's up, what's wrong, what is missing. And it's because you don't actually have a target. Like the target that you have is kind of feeling like a mystery, or it's fate, or it's blurry, or it's in mist. You kind of have a general direction, and it's okay to not know completely where you want to go, but it's like it's messy because again there's that lacking of truth and honesty, and again balance, because the Chariot does talk about balance as well, right? Because in the original Rider-Waite depiction, it's two lions pulling a chariot, and without those two, the chariot can't run, right? If one is missing, it's going to be lopsided. And I feel like part of you is feeling lopsided, and it's supposed to bring it into balance, and so you can aim straight down the middle towards what it is that you want, and following your inner self and following the truth through the mist, right? Just you have your truth to shine a light, even if it's still blurry, that's totally fine. But as long as you're following that one string that's shining, that's coming from within you, then you know that you're going in the right direction. But right now, this flame is being burned out because you're not being honest. All right, so Spirit, any other advice that you have to offer pile 2, please? Any other advice that you have to offer pile 2, please? That was a terrible shuffle. Any other advice that you have to offer pile 2, s'il vous plaît? Any other advice? Alright. So we have, oh, this came out in pile 1 as well. Yeah. Really listening to your intuition, like I said, and grounding yourself in truth, right? You might be really focused on the material world and going through the motions, like getting the bag, having the best hair, like things that feel more superficial as a cover-up for, you know, your authenticity inside. So really closing your eyes to see what it is that you need to see inwards to shine a light on where you go. And the power of 3, again, this is a group of sisters, so not being afraid to rely on others to really illuminate what's going on. Maybe you need to go seek professional help with a therapist to help you illuminate what's going on. Maybe you just need to have some heart-to-hearts with people. You don't need to lean, like you don't need to necessarily ask them for material help, but just opening up and helping them offer you more insights, because, you know, sometimes friends say things, you're like, wait a second, why have I been so caught up in this when you really just, you know, read me to filth, right? So, you know, you never know what other people are going to say, so just having, you know, being open and minded enough to be vulnerable, to hear something that might really help you heal and move forward and go through this next stage in your life, okay? Alrighty. We have the 9, so you are very close to success, but you're not quite there yet because there's still some things holding you back. You have come a long way. It's just you need to, you know, let go of some some more baggage that you've been holding on to, and just see yourself in the mirror. You know, maybe the last boss, you know, for the next journey is looking at yourself or who you are, and not running away from that. Okay, so then we have the Witch of the End of the World. Yeah, change again. Important end, a new beginning. I'm not going to, you know, stay on this card for too long because I feel like it kind of... Oh, 4 plus 5, 45 here. 9 again. But Witch of the End, like, she talks about how things can feel chaotic in the moment. Maybe it does feel chaotic and you're trying to gain control again by giving more to the material world, or just you're holding more onto things because you're afraid of change and you're trying to control, but you can't control everything. You have to let go of what you cannot control, let go of internal factors, and go more inward towards what you can control, because once you find peace inside, it's a reflection and you can reflect it out to the outside. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So again, like really just letting chaos be chaos and letting the end come and letting a new beginning come forward, because I feel like things are starting to bubble up and you need to let it bubble up and face them for what it is, because they've been here for a long time and it's time that you let them go. Okay, it's time for you to let those emotions that you're burying and saying, oh, it's not there, but it's staying there because it's not being acknowledged. And it's keep yelling and yelling and yelling until you acknowledge it, and then you can let it go and move forward, okay? It's not, just because you don't acknowledge it doesn't mean it's not there, okay? It very much is, and that's what's weighing you down, is all these emotions that you buried and refuse to see. Alrighty, one more card, please. Oh, there she goes. Autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. Yeah, I feel like you feel maybe barren inside, or maybe you feel like if you let people see you for who you really are on the inside, that they're, you know, again, they're gonna see you as weak, but that's a reflection of maybe you seeing yourself as weak, okay? And I feel as though maybe you feel like you don't have enough, and you have to keep projecting that you have enough, okay? But you do have all that you need. It's all inside you. And I feel like if you feel as though if you let down those guards, and you let go the superficiality that I feel like you might be giving towards, you know, the 3D world, then you have nothing. But you're not seeing the abundance that you have inside, and, you know, the luscious meadows and all the, you know, all that you could ever dream for inside that you can create. That once you see that, you'll see that you have this apple that you can plant from yourself and create a world that you really want once you're able to be abundant, and one that you feel most authentic, one that you feel is really, really, really true to yourself. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, like I said, it's like you're just afraid of actually being barren, so keep projecting and projecting and projecting, but it's not actually your truth. And the more you project that, the farther away you get from the path that you're meant to be on. This is the same exact card that came up on the bottom of the deck for pile 1. There's a lot of synchronicities here, but with the 3 fates, what comes around, again, maybe you're afraid to open up because of past events in your life, and you're afraid that if you open up, then the same things are just going to keep repeating. You're kind of still reminiscing about those repeating things. You have your borders up because you're afraid of, though you're letting those fears from the past hold you back and get in your head and keep rotating, but you're not realizing that just because you let your walls down doesn't mean that the same thing is going to happen. You have the power to block that. Just because maybe one thing repeats itself doesn't mean the whole thing's going to repeat itself, because there's so many different factors going on. Okay, there's so many different things have changed. You've grown. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago. Okay, and so if you let your guards down, trust that you have the strength, and you've gained enough knowledge, and you have enough insight and intuition to keep what hurt you in the past from happening again. Okay, just opening your heart to make space for yourself, who you really are. Okay, and what you really want, and the prosperity and abundance you're really looking for, whatever that might look like for you, to come into your life. Because if those walls are up, then that's blocking energy that you want to come forward, coming to you. Because how is it going to get through if the gate is closed? You know, if the heart is the key, if the lock is on, right? If you have a 5-star security system going on, okay? So just know that you can change the cycles of things, and if you keep letting that hold you back, then the same cycles are going to keep going. Maybe you're wondering, why does the cycle keep repeating even though I'm not who I was, or I have all these walls up? I thought I was listening to the lessons that I was getting, but maybe, you know, you have to look at the lesson from a new perspective, because you're still reminiscing, or not reminiscing, but you're still scared of what happened in the past, and you're still letting that hold you back. Until you fully let it go and you acknowledge those emotions that happened from then and let them go, then you can really move forward and change the cycle and make something new happen. Okay, so now I'm gonna get some My Therapy cards that I actually wanted to give away from Dr. Ebony. They are so amazing. I recommend that you get your own as well. I am so happy that I won them. But these cards are just some things that you can do now to kind of help yourself heal, and, you know, heal those inner wounds and trauma from childhood or just from the past in general. So what can you do now in this very moment? What questions can you ask yourself to help, you know, get that bad B process jump started? Okay, so Spirit, any other advice for pile 2? Okay, so we have, what do you need to forgive yourself for? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of anger, maybe even resentment towards yourself, your inner self. And so you're projecting yourself to be someone that isn't aligned with who you are. So you're projecting yourself to be someone who isn't really aligned with who you are. And so it's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to forgive. So forgive others and forgive yourself, maybe, to really free yourself from the past and, you know, be able to move forward into your illest of the ill. Okay, which emotions make it difficult for you to stay the course towards your goal? Task. Journal why these emotions throw you off course instead of others. Yeah, really, really face those emotions. Okay, and acknowledge how your current actions and the emotions you're only allowing yourself to feel and the emotions that you're burying yourself are holding you back from what it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay, I also feel called to pull this one. Which ineffective habits did you once have that you no longer have? What qualities about yourself allowed you to remove those ineffective habits? So this all isn't about, you know, being mad about who you are right now, the person you're projecting. This doesn't necessarily mean that you're projecting something bad. Just make sure that it's in line with who you are and be proud of yourself for how far you've come, and just know that there's always room for improvement, and we're always growing, we're always healing, and it's important to take stock of ourselves right now and, you know, our current situation and how we can better it to really realign with our path, ourselves, and towards our goals. Okay, so bottom deck energy is, what are you doing to recharge and refuel? You know, my independent biddies right here. Okay, my go-getters, my hustlers, you know, always on the grind. Make sure that you do give yourself time to rest, recharge, refuel, and not always keep working and working and working, because you're afraid that when you stop, you have to actually listen to the thoughts that are, you know, not too nice, or deal with the emotions that don't feel too good. All right, give yourself time to recharge and refuel, and maybe doing some inner work so that actually leaves you to feeling even more rejuvenated after than when you would just give one stop to take a drink of water and keep going before. Okay, so make sure that you do that. And we cannot give to others what we do not have for ourselves. So yeah, how are you coming in for yourself? How are you meeting your own standards? How are you being there for you, just like you want others to be there to show up for you, right? Whether that's in work, business, or relationships. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it resonated. I hope it was able to offer you some helpful insight and advice. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notif down below. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 3s. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose this real BFF sticker, so y'all are my real ones. I feel like we got some Tauruses up in here. Okay, that does resonate. Don't take it. If it does resonate, hello, welcome. So we're gonna start off by getting some cards on what is blocking you from being your baddest self. Okay, what is blocking your inner bee from coming out? So Spirit, what is blocking my Pile 3s? What is blocking my Pile 3s? Also, make sure to check down in the description box down below again to see your bad beat anthem that Spotify or Spirit, whichever one you resonate with, has chosen for you. So yeah, Spirit, what is blocking my Pile 3s from being their baddest and biggest selves? What is blocking them? What is blocking my Pile 3? Oh my gosh, we have a lot that showed up. Okay, so we have Justice in reverse. Interesting, that came out in Pile 1, and the Queen of Pentacles came out in Pile 2. Okay, let's see. So Justice, Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Wands in the reverse. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else? What is blocking my Pile 3s from being their baddest selves? What is blocking them? Alright. So we have the High Priestess in reverse. in the Page of Swords in reverse, and your bottom deck energy is the Page of Wands. So Spirit is asking you to let yourself free of any fears and inhibitions holding you back from your passions or your greatest self. There's something that you're envisioning, but you're not letting yourself go after it for whatever reason. Maybe you keep saying one day, one day, one day, one day, but one day could have been today, like a year ago, but you kept pushing it off. One day, maybe once in a blue moon, but because you weren't putting in the work for it, not to say you weren't putting in the work, but because you weren't putting your energy in alignment with your manifestation in the present, you've been postponing it from coming through in the future. Today is the sum of our yesterday. So what you do today, the energy that you create today, is building your tomorrow. So just keep that in mind, okay? I feel like you might feel like you have a lot of regret for the past. I feel like this is a theme going on with the pile, is that there's a lot of regret and things that we need to forgive ourselves from the past. And because we keep ruminating over it, it keeps us from moving forward in the future and keeps us from loving ourselves for the baddest be that we can be and that we are, because we're still saying, oh, but because I did this, or because I'm like this, oh, but because, I'm not deserving of that title of being a bad bee. I want to be one, but I'm not recognizing that I am one. The minute you start acting like I am, then you are. Okay, that's how it works. You are this Queen of Pentacles, but you need to nurture yourself. You need to forgive yourself for things and stop waiting for the opportunity to come forward and create the opportunity, okay? I feel like there's a part that you aren't wanting to look at. You don't want to look towards the future because you're afraid of disappointment, is what I'm getting with this High Priestess in reverse. I feel like there's this mask here, but not like a mask that you're projecting necessarily to other people. But I feel like there's some truth that but you're not wanting to act on. And I think it's like you're hiding behind this mask of yourself that isn't true. You know that how much potential you hold, and you know that you can go so far. But you're not letting yourself do so. You're not allowing of yourself to be great because you're afraid of disappointing yourself in the future. You're afraid that your ideas won't be grounded and that they're all found in nothing, and that if you let them fly, perhaps they'll never land, and perhaps they'll be lost in the wind. But just like Katy Perry said, do you ever feel like you're a paper bag, or no, you're a plastic bag floating through the wind? Even if you feel like that you're a firework, okay? Even if it doesn't land, okay, now you have a firework. Now it's like, you're lighting the sky up with beauty and imagination and what could have been. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna have, some ideas that just don't land, and just, we're gonna make mistakes along the way. And we're not going to be perfect at everything we do. You guys could be a perfectionist pile. I was getting beforehand that, we do have some earth signs here, okay? Especially with the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Yes, I'm getting real Virgo. I guess because I almost said it Virgo, but I'm getting real Taurus energy here too. But I feel like, okay, so what if it doesn't work out? Okay, there's still beauty in that, and there's still so much room for you to grow and so much space for you to move forward. Maybe it wasn't meant for you. Maybe in future you decide, actually, that's not what I want to do. And it's important that you keep checking in with yourself periodically to make sure that you are in alignment with your highest good and what it is that you want to actually do, and that you're constantly being honest with yourself about your capabilities, which are exponential. Okay, you can do whatever you want to do, but being honest with yourself about how your mindset is affecting your now, and how the things that you can't control. External factors are one thing, but what can you create, and where can you create an opportunity, and where can you create openings within the construct of your environment, okay? Because I know it's very easy to say, oh, I'm just gonna manifest it, okay, but you also Sometimes we need to be real and start from where we are right now and look at what we do have available to us and start little by little to create what it is that we want. All right, and I feel like you aren't even wanting to look at the little steps you can take, because you're getting ahead of yourself and looking at, oh my gosh, when I have to get to this big step, when I have to get there, there's no way that I can get to there. Okay, no amount of little steps I can take to get there. But you're not even looking at the little steps that you can take. You're looking at, oh my gosh, I have to get $10,000 to go to Egypt for the summer. Okay, but if you work little by little, okay, maybe I can pick up more shifts here. Maybe I can save money here. Maybe I can, actually start promoting my business to get more customers or things like that. All right, don't jump all the way there. You have to plan your steps one by one so you know that you can get there in the future, especially, with a little bit of spice from the universe, okay? Support from the universe to open up more opportunities and manifest what it is that you want, okay? So just trust that your ideas, that your dreams, that your manifestations, that the life that you want is not out of reach from you. No matter how far away that it seems, you always have the power to go out and grab it. Listen to that inspiration and listen to that flame within your heart to go after what it is that you want. You're not being, delusional, okay? You're not being crazy for wanting something, right? You can very much go out and get it. You just have to allow yourself to grab the stick and grab the one stick to create the hut, okay? You grab the one stick to create the wand, or it all starts somewhere, and it starts with you most of all. So once you change that mindset, you can do whatever it is that you want, but you're blocking yourself by ruminating over mistakes that you made in the past and assuming that you're gonna make those same mistakes in the future without not even contemplating how much you've grown and how much you've learned and how you are a different person that you can improve upon in the future. And then you can keep going and create what it is that you want, even if you messed up in the past. Okay, forgive yourself, and you'll be okay. Okay, so now we're gonna look at what is the highest version of you look like? What is the baddest of the bad? Okay, what's going on with them? What's your bad self? And what would they want you to know about your bad self? What does Spirit want you to know when you've reached your illest, baddest self? How many times can I say baddest in this video? So one of you count. Okay. Spirit, who is pile 3's baddest self? So we have the Queen. The fact that it came up upright too, and I don't even take reversals, but the fact it didn't even come up reversed says something. I feel like with this Queen of Pentacles, that you can handle it all, you can do it all. There's nothing that's stopping you, okay? She's a great parent. Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities and you're like, it's just not gonna fit in with the rest of my life. What I want just isn't available to me right now. But you can do little things. You can also ask support from other people to help you along the way so that you can create or have time to create the life that you want. So with this, Queen of Pentacles, I think you can really get on your grind. You can really do what it is that you want and continue to nurture yourself, right? Be a mother or a parent to yourself, okay? And just trust that you can do whatever it is that you want, and that your seed will be planted, will solidify, will grow roots, and, end up being a life of stability and long-term success, okay? That you can do it. The Queen of Pentacles is a bad bee, okay? Just period. And that she's also caring and loving, and you can do both at the same time, okay? You don't just have to be strong, you don't just have to be tough, you don't have to just be an unbothered, no BS attitude. You can be caring and loving. You can do it all. There's nothing that you can't do, right? You can be your own Superman, all right? Or Superwoman, or super them. Okay, so Spirit, give me one more card on, oh, that's a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna take this one. So 6 of Pentacles, yeah. Give to yourself as much as you give to others. I definitely feel like there's some responsibilities here that you feel like you owe to other people, but also there's this responsibility that you owe to yourself to create your own happiness. You can't just always focus on other people, because if you just give them everything, eventually there's not going to be anything left for you to give. Okay, if you don't keep, take stock and keep refueling yourself and give yourself time to rest when you need be, and to offer yourself the love that you offer the others, and to nurture yourself like you nurture others, and to forgive and have compassion for yourself like you do for others, then you're not going to be able to give as much as you can. And eventually you're going to run out of stuff to give, and maybe even start having resentment for others because you gave them everything when you're the one who gave it to them, and maybe they didn't even ask for it. And if you feel like you're giving too much and you feel like they're asking too much, then set up boundaries for both you and them. All right, so give to yourself just as much as you give to others. So that's what your highest self is doing. They know where to put the boundary. They know where to give and where not to give, where to give to themselves and where they can offer a few coins to somebody else. Okay, they know that they can do everything, and they have the power to do whatever it is that they want, and they can handle it no problem, because they are a Queen of Pentacles. And Queen, yeah, feminine energy, but Queen can be anybody. All right, so I mean, think of the band Queen. All right, so Spirit, how can, oh, and Three of Pentacles is flashed for me, so you can still support others and be supported along the way. Okay, so Spirit, how can pile 3 unlock their baddest selves? How can they unlock it? Ooh. So we have the Ace of Cups. Cute. Offering love to yourself. That's a cup for you. That's a cup for you, honey. Okay. Then we have the 4 of Swords. The 6 of Swords. No, that's the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. Actually, I'm gonna push these all over a little bit. Let me just get one more card. And the Moon. Alrighty. Bottom of deck energy is the 2 of Cups. So maybe you're having trouble balancing your life with, a significant other's. And what I'm here to tell you is that you are 2 individuals that come together. You don't complete each other, okay? You're whole on your own. And you come together to create something even more beautiful, okay? You already have a whole world. You don't need to, morph it or adjust it because somebody else has entered it, all right? You don't have to compromise yourself. I'm thinking of this one video I recently saw of Eartha Kitt. I think that's her name. I apologize if it is not, but there's a video and the interviewer asks, okay, if a man comes into your life, how would you compromise? And she breaks out in laughter like, ha ha ha, compromise? A man comes into my life and I have to compromise? Why? Okay, even if there's not a man specifically coming into your life, whoever comes into your life does not demand you to compromise, okay? You give what you want to give and what you can afford to give without giving too much of yourself and giving so much of yourself away that there's nothing left for you, all right? So, the Queen of Pentacles, oh wait, no. We already talked about the Queen of Pentacles. I'm sorry. But someone's offering you this cup, and sure, you can accept it, but make sure that you are still offering yourself a cup of love, and that you are giving yourself time to rest in between giving yourself, working for yourself, offering work to the relationship, because yes, relationships do take work, all right, but that doesn't mean you have to give yourself away, or you have to compromise your life, or you have to constantly be working for someone, okay? You're working for the success of a relationship and for your own happiness, not to make someone else happy and connection, okay? So that's one thing, but making sure that you have time to contemplate and think and not keep this mask up, and to go in deeper and to be honest with yourself about why it is that you are hesitating and that you are waiting for something to come forward and to save you, all right, to bring the fortune to you, rather than you actually going out to get it, because there's so few Wands cards here. We actually have a lot of cards that kind of suggest receiving and being passive to me, especially the Wands cards and the Swords cards that we do have are in reverse. So there's just a lot of waiting energy, even if the High Priestess is receiving downloads from the universe, but in reverse, you're kind of closed off from that, and you don't want to see it because you're gonna have to put work to do it. And maybe you do need to rest from now, you do need to recuperate, but while you do so, make sure that you are being honest with yourself in the meantime about why you're doing so, and taking the time to understand, okay, what is really holding me back and what is causing all this anxiety and fear, okay? Is it something that I can control? Is it something that I can change my mindset around? Can I fix this situation with my own actions? Even if it takes me a bit to wait, am I being anxious about the future and about future failures that haven't even happened yet, that are holding me back, and that these limiting beliefs are keeping me from my highest good and from being the baddest and the best version of myself? Why don't I feel good about myself right now? Okay, I feel like you're really sleeping on yourself, but you need to go inside. Okay, if you are going to be in this passive energy, at least be like, have clarity around your emotions and your thoughts. Okay, do inner work and shadow work. You don't have to do that all the time, because you also need a break from self work, but you do need to bring yourself back into balance. Okay, right? I feel like, yeah, give yourself a break to rest and to really care for yourself in the meantime. But also, sometimes you just gotta be tough love on yourself and be honest. Like, am I self-pitying? Am I throwing a pity party right now? Or is it something that I can actually do? Okay, is there something that I can do? Am I gonna be a real BFF to myself? I'm hearing Lizzo's "I'm my own soulmate." I am my own soulmate, and I don't need some prince or princess or, you know, some knight in shining armor to come and save me from this castle. I am very, you know, qualified to do that all on my own. Okay, I feel like you might be in a relationship, you might not, but ultimately the moral of the story is offer love to yourself and bring yourself into alignment with yourself. You know, fall back in love with you. Look at all your beautiful qualities, all the reasons that people admire you, all the reasons that you, like, your friends are friends with you. You know, if you are in a relationship, you know, your person loves you. Okay, and even if you're not in a relationship, just be like, yeah, these are all the reasons that I would love me. These are all the reasons that somebody should love me, and that somebody will in the future love me. Okay, just because I'm not in a relationship now doesn't mean I'm unlovable. Okay, so falling back in love with yourself and creating another harmonious equilibrium between yourself, your current self, and your higher self. Okay, I'm hearing the ego, the id, the ego, and the super ego. Creating balance between all of that and feeling at peace within yourself, and like, you don't need any external, you know, you don't need to be codependent on something else to have your highest good and to, you know, have the life that you want. You can very much do that on your own, and you need to get rid of those self-limiting beliefs and change your fixed mindset to a growth mindset, so you can take these swords out of your back and you can, you know, sleep okay again. Like, you know, like, this is sleepless nights, but this is how you could be sleeping, right? And this is honestly how you're sleeping on yourself. And this is how you're sleeping on things that don't need to be, you know, I mean, this is how you're thinking about things that don't need to be stressed out about. Because I feel like might be making, I mean, and you might not, right? Like, it's your life. You know it better than me. But really think, okay, am I making this into a bigger deal than it is? Again, can I really, and like, am I just staying stagnant because I want someone else to fix it, or can I just fix it myself? And it's just like a solution like that. If I just do this, then I'm fine. If I just believe in myself, then boom. If I just take a chance and I go out, I'm fine, right? Like, it's like when you have a spider in your house, right? And, you know, for, you know, there are phobias, and I'm like this too, but just like, this is purely an example. Like, and I do this too, right? There's a bug in the house, and I refuse to get, I hate like bugs, and also I don't want to kill bugs because they're also like a living being. So I'm just like, what do I do? But I don't want to get close to the bug to try and capture it, because I'm afraid it's gonna fly and like touch me, or, you know, if I try to squish it, then it's like gonna get on me or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my brother, where's my dad, where are they? Like, I need them to get this bug for me, right? But I can honestly just get a tissue and woman up and get the bug myself. But alas, that's something I'm still working on. But that analogy can go for life and how you might be approaching certain situations in your life. Okay, so I'm gonna get some more advice from Spirit about what it is that you can do. So Spirit, what actions, or, you know, what advice do you have for pile 3 on how they can change their life or become the baddest of the bad, the illest of the ill? All right, what advice do you have for pile 3 on you know, aligning themselves with their highest self. All right, aligning themselves with their highest self. Please, Spirit, come on now. Get some cards out in here, please. Let's get some cards, please, Spirit. There we go. Is that? No, that's 4. No. Yeah, that's 4. I'm going to take them off. So you have strange Valentine. There was a big emphasis on love. Maybe your biggest crisis right now is that you need love or you want love, all right? Or maybe you're not happy in your current relationship. Or maybe that you feel like that's the only thing that you're missing in life right now, and you just like, but you have this very strict image of what love looks like, and you know, this like who it's supposed to be with and what they're supposed to do. First of all, are you also coming through for the person in your daydreams? And why is it that you have this idea of this person that you want, and is this actually gonna be a good relationship? Because sometimes you try to manifest people that are not good for us, okay? But is this actually the person that you want, or the person that you imagine it to be because you see it in movies and in books, in music videos and celebrities and things like that? But you know, be honest, like, who is it that you would actually want, and allow them to come through? Because you might be surprised. You just might be surprised. We have Death and the Maiden, Invasion, Boundaries Violated, Dominance. Then we have Nautilus Princess, Powerful Personal Growth, and the Faceless Ghost and the Haunted Girl. So first of all, my strange Valentine, love is strange. So love might be coming towards you in a unexpected manner, right? And you need to make sure that you're ready to accept it, and that you know that you're deserving of love. And perhaps that's what's, you know, you don't think that you're deserving of love, and so you're wondering, why am I not getting love? It's because you're not letting it come through, because you think everyone is crazy who tries to offer you love, okay? And maybe it could also just be love is strange, as in, wow, like, you start to love yourself from an unexpected hobby, or you know, it's time that you do offer yourself some love and say that you are worth love, okay? Like, it might not be exactly how you imagine it, because once you start to love yourself, maybe you realize, actually, I don't even want to be in a relationship right now, okay? And with Death and the Maiden, Invasion, Boundaries Violated, Dominance, very much could be the fact that, like I said before, that you were giving a lot to other people and not giving enough to yourself. All right, and so you need to set boundaries both for yourself and the other person. Like, not like, don't overstep the boundaries that you set yourself because, oh, I just want to talk to them, or oh, I just want to keep giving and giving because I think that's how I'm going to get love back. When that's not, you know, you keep giving, but they can't. If you're giving like 110%, the person can only give back like you're not giving them space to give anything back, right? If there's a relationship that is 100%, like you like this is set like 100% for the ability to give, period, in the relationship from both sides, okay? If you're giving 80% to the relationship, the person can only give 20% back. So you can't get, it's like difficult to get angry at someone when you're not giving them the space to give as much as you're giving to the relationship, because you're giving so much that you're not leaving enough for yourself, and you're expecting them to fill the hole that you've left yourself, when only you can fill that hole, and only you can, you know, decide how much is too much, right? And how much can you leave for you. All right, so make sure that you are respecting your own boundaries and meeting your own standards, okay? And also not letting other people control your life and overstep them and ask more of you, and, you know where to put your foot down there, and to be assertive, okay? If you're more passive, you're just more chill and you go with the flow, or you're quiet, that's not, you know, something you need to be ashamed of. But know that there comes a point in time you gotta be like, actually, no, like, this is something I'm not going to waver on, and this is something that I'm not going to let anyone tell me no on, or anyone, you know, try and take from me, because this is for me, and this is for my own personal growth and what I need to maintain myself, okay? And we have Nautilus Princess, Powerful Personal Growth. There's something you need to step up for, and you're not really knowing if you can step up to it. You don't know if you can step up to the plate, all right? And so you're not stepping up to it because you're just imagining all your failures, right? This princess doesn't know if when she becomes queen, if she'll be a just queen, if she'll be loved by the people. But she's got to step up regardless, because, you know, there's got to be an heir. The current queen can't always be the queen, all right? That's just not how it works. And so you can't stay in this stuck energy forever, because eventually it's going to get stale, and eventually it's going to start acting, you know, if it hasn't already, like, it's not going to be a good energy in your life, and it's going to start, you know, backfiring. The more you try to stay in this comfort zone and, you know, stay, you know, where you currently are, you're going to be pushed by life to keep going and going, or the more you wait, it's going to be more disruptive and a more painful transition. So allow yourself to step up and trust that you have the ability to, and the power to, you know, be a just ruler, just like the princess, to make the right decisions and trust your intuition and know that you are making the right decisions, that you are on the right path, because you understand yourself and you know who you are, and that you really can step up to the plate. Again, that self-love and that self-confidence, that, you know, hiring, like, increasing your self-esteem, and just having the trust in yourself that you can make things work out, and not letting other people tell you that you have to rely on them, that you need them. Because the only person that you really need in life, who's going to be with you through thick and thin, who's always going to be there, right, who you're always going to be able to come back to, is yourself. And these other people are trying to feed off your energy, trying to feed off your light, and trying to tell you that it's not as bright as you think it is, and that you need other people to be there and to comfort you, when you really don't, because they don't have, you know, the substance to maintain themselves. And so they're looking for substance from other people. They see that you have it, and they're trying to make you come out with, like them, without a face, without a body, and just wearing a mask forever. Because I feel like your mask is off, but someone is trying to get you to wear the mask. Or you're trying to convince yourself, oh, I need to wear this mask so I don't see my potential for the future. But, you know that you can see it, and know that your light is there, and don't put on that mask. It's gonna suck out that light completely. Okay, bottom energy, King Angel, it's time for a treat. So yeah, definitely know when to give yourself rest, know when to treat yourself, know when to nurture yourself and love yourself. Okay, like, I feel like you are a very hard worker, but you don't work enough for yourself. And so make sure that you do give yourself the treats in life. You know, get yourself another bag, you know, an extra makeup palette, you know, take a slice of cake, you know, maybe just take a nap from work and just relax. Okay, know that it's okay to take time out for yourself and to care for yourself, and you don't need to feel guilty and ashamed because of that. All right, so now I'm going to get just some therapy cards from Dr. Ebony. Okay, Dr. Ebony created this deck, and I actually won it in a giveaway. Thank you, Dr. Ebony. And it's just questions that we can ask ourselves to, you know, heal our inner wounds, trauma, anything like that, that we can take action towards today by just asking ourselves simple questions, or, you know, answering prompts and things like that. Okay, so what, Spirit, what questions does powerful need to ask themselves in order to become aligned with their baddest be? Alright, Spirit, what does powerful need to ask themselves, or what prompt do they need to do? What actions can they take now to, you know, be aligned within themselves? So which emotions make it difficult for you to stay the course towards your goal? Journal why these emotions throw you off course instead of others. Okay, so what emotions are holding you back? What emotions are holding you back? Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it the inability to forgive yourself? Is it the pressure that you put on yourself to be there for other people, and the shame that comes from that if they make you feel bad about focusing on yourself? Okay, really take stock of that, and, you know, see what is distracting me, what emotions are getting in the way of my own highest good. So Spirit, what else? Further advice. Then we have habits. The habit cards are designed to guide you through exploring habit blocks that might get in the way of you reaching your fullest potential and highest self. So I kept these cards in here just because I thought it was, you know, a good overall theme. Like, maybe you just need to change your overall habits. Take a look at what you do on a daily basis that has you keep repeating negative self-talk, or what habits are, you know, not serving you, right? What habits are getting in the way of your goals and your manifestations and what it is that you want, and what habits are perpetuating negativity in your life. Okay, So what else? Give me another card. Give me another card. Just one more. What else does pile 3 need to ask themselves, Spirit? That's a lot. I can't take all of that. What else? I'll take this one. Okay. Of your habitual thoughts, judgments, which ones are effective and which ones are ineffective? Okay? How have these thoughts, judgments impacted your relationship with yourself? That's kind of what we've been saying. Okay, what habits, what thoughts, what judgments of yourself, assumptions of yourself are helping you right now, and what are not? What is holding you back and not helping you reach, you know, the person that you want to be? What is keeping you in stagnant energy that isn't helping you grow, that is actually holding you back and, you know, hurting your growth right now? Okay, and how does that impact the way that you see yourself? How do these habits, how do these thoughts impact the way that you see yourself and the potential for your own growth? All right. So the bounding energies, which habits have helped you through a tough time but are no longer working? Okay. It's normal to develop habits, but at some point they are no longer needed and have to be replaced and deleted. Okay. So yeah. Again, there's a lot of habits changing. So there's a lot of habits that you kind of need to work around in your day-to-day life and take little steps, like I was saying before, to slowly give you the confidence and ability to see the goal that you want in the future being within your grasp. Because it's just you need to maybe take some more steps to see and really believe that you can do that. Okay, so you might have also gone through something where you had to develop, you know, the need to, I guess, help others, or, you know, where you had to humble yourself and not get your hopes up, because if you got your hopes up, then you just be constantly disappointed. Like maybe someone never came through on their promises and you just had to stop hoping that they would. But if you're no longer with that person's not in your frame anymore, or if you have the ability to really focus on yourself and not depend on that person anymore and offer yourself treats and do what you need to do for yourself, then that thought pattern, that need to assume disappointment in the future is no longer needed, and it's important that you let it go, right, and move forward. Thank it for how it helped you in the past and learn from the past and take it in stride for the future, so you can really grow into your baddest, illest, bad bee self. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for your not your purchase, oh my gosh, I do this all the time, but thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated, and I hope you got some helpful insight and advice from this. Okay, so thanks so much again for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notif down below, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the Girl Support Girl sticker. And yeah, just a heads up that, or I guess not a heads up, just letting you know that I had to turn the light on because it got dark outside, and so I needed you guys to see the cards. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into your reading. And as I shuffle, just make sure that you check down below in the description box again to see your Bad Bee anthem song, okay? That Spotify or Spirit, whoever you feel most resonates, chose for you. Okay, so Spirit, we're gonna get into first what is blocking you from your baddest, illest self. Okay, we're gonna see what is blocking you from your baddest self right now, and then we can get more into how to unlock it, how to write or open or erase what is blocking you and obstacles in your way to become the baddest version of yourself. And bad meaning good, you know? Okay, so Spirit, what is blocking pile 4? What is blocking pile 4 for being their in tune with their baddest selves? Blocking them from their... Okay, so I'm going to do the ones that flipped up right. So you have the Hermit, the 3 of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm also going to move this up just a little bit, so you have more space right here. So, and oh, we have 2 here. So we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse as well, and the Fool card in reverse. Okay, so I'm actually feeling called to take this. And then you have the Two of Wands upright, and the bottom deck energy is the High Priestess. Okay. Ooh. Get on in there, Miss High Priestess. So, I am already feeling as though that you are afraid to take a leap of faith, and maybe I'm feeling like you've withdrawn a lot from the people that you would normally talk to all the time. You're not spending a lot of time with your friends with the Hermit and the Three of Cups in reverse. And I feel like you've been really down on yourself lately. Not even taking time to engage in the hobbies that you love, to learn what it is that you love to learn, and to really hone in on your craft. It's kind of like you've lost hope, is what I'm feeling like. And maybe you feel like you're undeserving of friendship or love or something like that. And or maybe there's, you know, some drama going on with your friendship that made you feel like you had to withdraw, and made you feel like you aren't the best version of yourself right now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you had to cut out some people and you're just feeling really alone right now. And because you feel alone, you feel like you can't do anything, like you don't have the support. Not like you were codependent in the past, it's just like in this feeling of like second guessing yourself, and maybe I'm not all cracked up to be like I thought I was. I feel like you were maybe originally really like in your element, or maybe you felt like really, really like on top of it, and now you're just kind of in a period where you're not feeling like how you felt before. And it's interesting with the Girl Support Girls card, because, or sticker, because I feel like you had that, maybe regardless of gender, you had support, and now it's like almost like it's been ripped under the rug from you. And you know that you can support yourself, and you can, you know, be this fool and take a leap of faith, and it's not too late to do what it is that you love to do. It's just you lacking the energy and the motivation to do so. And you're just trying to get back on your feet. And I'm here to tell you that that is totally okay. We all go through ups and downs in life. And so can you take a moment out to kind of just withdraw, or, you know, just want to throw a pity party and cry and like deal with the pain from whatever happened here, especially if it has to do with your friend group or just pain in general. Take the time out to do that and to recognize your emotions and to sit with them. Okay, and you will come to a point where you're ready to go out and plan the next steps for your life, but it's okay to kind of just sit here for now, and just allow yourself to heal, allow yourself the time to heal. And if you feel like you just need to withdraw and that being with other people is too much right now, it's too much, you know, sensory input, or just too much, like asking too much of you, then take the time to be on your own and to watch sad movies or eat ice cream or do what you have to do to kind of do to feel like you got aligned again. I'm seeing that it's really important right now that you show up for yourself, and you might be feeling bad about showing up for yourself right now, but you should never feel shame or guilt for being there for you when other people aren't there for you. Okay, you are going to be the one who's always there for you, thick and thin. You're going to be the one who's there to comfort you when nobody else is. You're going to be the one who knows everything about you inside and out. And so it's important that you give yourself the love and compassion that you expect others to give you and that you give to others. Okay, so don't feel bad that you are comforting yourself and nurturing yourself, and that's totally okay. And you kind of maybe just need to be in this High Priestess energy right now, where it's like you're on your own, you're finding your independence, you're finding that support and wisdom and intuition within yourself, like that power within you to be in tune with the world around you, with the universe, with nature, and just be silent and not have, you know, the energy of somebody else, not feel like you have to run around everywhere, or like, you know, the energies of parties, or, you know, just energies of hanging out with someone, and just being able to really focus in on what's going on inside and the quiet of the world around you as you do so, and not having distractions. Okay, so I feel like there's no shame in going within and withdrawing when you know that it's best for you, because that ultimately creates a stronger foundation when you built yourself up, a stronger foundations to come correct in relationships and really build relationships that you know are going to be fulfilling for both parties and will be lasting a long time. Yeah, there might have been some drama going on, whatever happened in the past. Okay, it could be with a romantic relationship, with a friendship, with a family member, with work, whatever. But I feel like that, you know, those claws, those wounds are still healing from that. And it's okay to definitely give yourself time to do so. And you might feel a little defeated, but don't take that, and a little defeated and a little disappointed, but definitely don't let that throw you out of balance. Like, deal with your emotions now, but don't let that change the narrative that you have around yourself. Okay, maybe other people don't see you as, you know, the boss bee that you are. Okay, maybe they have really ragged on you, or maybe you feel like they told you about yourself, or, you know, even when we have to face, you know, flaws of ourselves and, you know, face our faults, that doesn't mean that we're not a good people. It doesn't mean that we're not successful. It doesn't mean that we're unlovable. Okay, they're just, you know, we're not perfect. We're not perfect, and we're always in a process of healing and bettering ourselves. But it's okay to love yourself as you are in the current moment, and know that you are working and constantly, you know, meeting the standards of yourself and constantly meeting the place where you need to be. In this moment, you're exactly where you need to be, and you're exactly who you need to be right now. Okay, so just because you feel a little defeated, it doesn't mean that you're a loser. It doesn't mean that you'll never amount to anything. It just maybe right now, either you have to you're being forced to kind of level up and go within and, you know, deal with those faults and those negative emotions, or it just means to, okay, that hurt, that stung, I had to cut some people off, I'm now feeling alone and isolated, but I can rebuild myself, I can repair, I can heal, and I know I will find my true tribe in the future, and I'm just gonna have faith in that. Okay, so I am going to pull some cards on who your baddest self looks like in the future, for you to see the potential of the future and all that you can be if you're having trouble seeing that right now. Okay, so Spirit, who is pile 4's baddest self in the future, and how can they unlock it? How can they unlock that part of themselves again? Okay, how can pile 4 unlock that part of themselves again? Who is their baddest self, and how can they unlock that part of themselves again? Who's pile 4's baddest self? So we have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, knowing when to walk away from a situation that does not serve you. You're not letting these spelled cups get to you. You're standing tall, you're standing strong, and moving on to the next stage of your life and your enlightenment path. All right, you see the shining light within the darkness, and you know to move forward, and you know not to let the pain hold you back, and not to let other people's words and opinions of you mess with your own narrative around yourself. Okay, definitely this King of Wands energy, regardless of, you know, gender, you might very much be more in masculine energy. We both have feminine, we all have feminine and masculine energy within us. And I mean, card, look at this. Yeah, oh, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, knowing your truth, regardless of what anybody else says, knowing your truth and who you really are and who you know yourself to be, whether or not other people agree with that, because the only opinion that matters is your own. Okay, and so definitely finding that passion and motivation again to do what you're feeling unmotivated to do right now, to go after what others might see as impossible, or taking a leap of faith with this King of Wands. There's so much energy and so much determination, and knowing that you can be successful in your pursuits, not just having energy and, you know, random flying ideas with no plans to take actual practical steps to manifest what it is that you're trying to manifest. The King of Wands has his passions, and he goes for it because he knows that he can achieve it. And I'm saying he because it's masculine energy, but again, just apply it as it would be to you. Okay, so yeah, and I like how we both have a flame on this side, and then, you know, an unflamed stick on this side, or wand I should say, because it's both passion but also practicality and being able to balance that out. I just heard Aries, so you might have Aries placements in your chart, especially with the Fool here. I always see that as Aries. But yeah, definitely taking that Aries go-getter energy and supporting it with some grounded earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and really going for what it is that you desire with gusto and no inhibitions, because you really believe in yourself and you know yourself. Like this Queen of Swords really, like, she knows what decisions to make, she knows what path to go forward, and she's not going to take any BS from anybody. She still has a heart. She has a huge loving heart that is open to others. Okay, I feel you are in your royalty energy, but you're not going to let anyone hold you back with this 8 of Cups. All right, and you know who to cut off and when to cut off, and not to fall into this scenario again. And you give your love and you give your compassion to, you know, when it's due, when people have earned it, but you don't just give it without anyone proving themselves to you first, right? You just don't give it to whoever, especially when they're showing themselves to be untrustworthy and then get hurt. You know how to protect yourself, but you also know how to love and be passionate, okay? Definitely have armies behind you too with this royalty. I feel like you might feel unsupported now, but you will have your tribe and you will have armies backing you up, okay? You might even have a platform, I'm getting. You might even, like, I don't know, I'm just feeling like you might have some type of social media platform, or you might have friends abroad maybe that just, you know, armies everywhere and like multiple people to back you up, even if they're not there with you in person. I don't know why I'm getting that. Maybe it's Swords energy, because that's all about communication, but that's just the energy I'm getting. Something to do with online and having people you may have never even seen in person really being there for you, and having validation from yourself, and also just support and like confirmation from others when you need it, to know I am on the right path and that what I did is okay and right, because I know that sometimes we can run ourselves into the ground with anxiety. So some people, just to be there to ground you, I'm saying, are there with you. All right, so Spirit, how can pile 4 unlock this? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups, the Fool again, the Fool upright, and the High Priestess again. That is crazy. That's crazy. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna get one more. I just want one more. Ooh. I'll put it in the booth. What you gonna do? I'm hearing All Tinted by, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Wolf Tyler. I don't know. It says All Tinted in the booth. Show me. I don't even know all the lyrics, but I'm just hearing, just, I guess, leaning on someone or having someone to kind of just have fun with and be there. So I'm getting confirmation that you're not going to be alone forever, okay? And we have the Queen of Cups upright. So definitely not being afraid to, in this time where you're taking time for yourself, I feel like Page of Cups really giving into your creativity or just things that you enjoy doing. I feel like with the Page of Pentacles, that can sometimes feel like honing in on a craft that you might want to make money from, that you might want to monetize. There's stuff that can eventually become feeling like work, or studying, and things that you're not always in the mood to do. So something that you can just do for yourself and nobody else, with no responsibility, no expectations, okay? Just doing it to do it because you love to do it. And that could just be catching up on TV shows, or something like that. Or if you just love to draw and not really need to show those drawings to other people, feel free to do that as well. And just find that inner child again and start, you know, I'm seeing with the High Priestess and the Fool here, the way that these, you know, pictures look is that hold this mirror up to yourself and look at yourself and see the inner child through the mirror and really nurture them, really heal those, you know, deep inner wounds, okay? And really be like, I'm gonna be here for you regardless if anybody else is here for you. I am here for you, and I will always be here for you, and I'm not gonna leave you in the dust, because we are literally one person, okay? So definitely just feeling youthful again, finding things that make you feel young again, finding things that give you hope again and motivation, right? It doesn't mean you have to like get out and, you know, be all busy and go on a super like huge adventures and be super spontaneous. If you don't have the energy, you don't have the energy, okay? And there are times where we just need to like kind of sit back and, you know, heal. And it's crazy that we have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups both holding up a mirror. So this is really a time to go inwards and understand the emotion of your emotions, that ocean. I'm such a poet. But definitely like really just going inward and not being afraid to do that, and not feeling like you have to get out, okay? There's nothing wrong with just staying inside sometimes, okay? I know that society is always, you know, hyping up the extroverted side of society and extroversion, always praising that, but it is, you know, there's two sides of the same coin. One side can exist without the other, and they both are supposed to balance each other out. So if you want to be introverted, go ahead and be introverted, okay? I am an introvert. So it's definitely, you know, maybe I'm a little biased, but it's definitely nothing wrong with that. Being honest with your emotions, because once you're able to understand your own emotions and to heal those emotions and listen to them and not fight them and not fear them and not run away from them, you're able to really unlock another level of sympathy that will really allow you to be able to support others around you if that's what you're feeling bad about, or that's what you're wanting, okay? Definitely just spend some time with yourself. Become your own best friend, okay? Become your own lover. Maybe that's a little narcissist, but like, just love yourself in every sense of the word, and just really just do things that make you feel young, that your younger self would have loved to do. That could be coloring in a color book, nothing like things that really are so stress-free and like stress-free like you used to be in childhood. To kind of raise yourself again and to kind of nurture yourself again, and so that you can be raised into the bad bee that you were always meant to be, okay? And that you are, that you just need to illuminate it and see it for yourself inside, and see all the beautiful things that you can create, and how you can really blossom, and how you're not too old, and it's never too late to do what it is that you want to do, or to start a new project, a new venture, okay? No matter how old or no matter how too late you are, if you want to pick up some ballet shoes, go learn like ballet, okay? You can still become amazing at ballet, even if people are like, no, you're too old. You're too old. There's no way you can do it, okay? Do what you want to do. Do whatever you want to do with your heart's content, with no inhibition. Like, don't restrict yourself. This time alone is for you to not be restricted by other people, and that's why maybe Spirit has taken other people out of your life, so you don't feel constricted or held to other people's expectations, that you get sad when you don't meet, or you're not held back by responsibilities that are put on you by, you know, work, school, society. Especially with summer coming about, if you are in school, this is a good time to really just vibe. Yeah, I feel like just really don't do honey iced tea, like, right? Honey sugar, oh my gosh, sugar honey iced tea. Don't do sugar honey iced tea, okay? Really just, I'm just saying, play like a kid, be a kid again. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you will find that support system again, but you need to be the support system that you are looking for as you try to find it. Interesting from the Three of Cups in reverse, and then we get the Three of Pentacles. Really be there for yourself. You can support yourself. Again, building the foundation for yourself so you can be a foundation for others. You can have a good foundation for relationships, both romantic and platonic, and you can offer the support that you're wanting to other people, okay? So now we're gonna get some more advice from Spirit. Spirit, what other advice do you have for pile 4 on how to unlock their inner battery to be their best self, okay? What advice do you have for pile 4 to be their best self? I'm really hearing alternate in the booth. Show me what you're gonna do. Yeah, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna show up for yourself? How are you gonna, you know, live life? Not like life, but like just on a day-to-day basis. waking up like a kid and be like, I wonder what adventure I'm gonna go on today, whether it's inside the house or you're riding your bike around the neighborhood. Like, am I gonna color it? Am I gonna watch cartoons? Am I gonna read a kid's book, or you know, whatever? Like, and don't be ashamed of whatever level you're at. Okay, we all start somewhere, and so if you're just wanting to doodle and it doesn't look like freaking Michelangelo, don't get on yourself for that. If you literally just pick up the pen, and even if you've been, you know, doodling for years, like, just look at it with new eyes and just bask in it for the fun that it is, and not what you think it should be. Like, don't put the expectations others have put on you on what it is that you're doing, or what it is that you're doing to relieve stress, because that's just adding stress to the whole, like, adding stress to the activity that is supposed to be stress relieving. Okay, so Spirit, what is holding, or not what is holding, but what advice do you have for pile 4? What other advice do you have for pile 4? Any day now. Come on. Oh, there we go. 2 exactly. And I want to take this one too. Alright, so bottom of the deck is Merry Masquerade, Glamour, Intrigue, Drama. Yeah, I'm feeling, definitely maybe some drama may have gone down. And people are expecting you again. With the glamour, there's something you have to do to kind of fit in. And you might have just been like, I'm sick of it. I'm not going to try and fit in and fit to your standards anymore because it's killing me and it's restricting me. And I'm not going to get caught up in the drama of this whole circle or things like that. I'm not going to go up with these antics anymore. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of acting in this play. And I'm just gonna be me and the glamorous person that I know myself to be. Yeah, we have Snow Angel. The signs are with you already. Shadow Grave, you missed someone. Interesting. This card does not come out very often. And then we have Clockwork Pumpkin, a wonderful idea, the aha moment. You're really gonna get a moment where you're like, wait a second. This is like really, really for the better. Yeah, I'm just feeling like there's gonna be a moment where you're like, I'm just happy that I'm free, and yeah, it hurt, but now I'm free. I'm here. You know, you guys should listen to Confetti by Little Mix. You should listen to Confetti by Little Mix. Their new song just came out, and there's this lyric that's like, I missed you, and this is paraphrasing. I just heard it, so it's not gonna be perfect, but I missed you and you're missing me now, but I'm free and I'm like doing what I know that I'm supposed to be doing and having the time of my life. And I think you're really gonna have this moment where you're just like, just able to let go and able to be free again. And the signs are with you already. You've already known what it is that you need to do to set yourself free, and you already know what to kind of focus on, and that's time to kind of let this go. But you've kind of been ignoring the signs, just wanting to wallow, which is okay. The signs are there. You take them when you're ready, because this is a time when you kind of just supposed to just sit and cry. That's totally okay. All right, and then Shallow Grave, yeah, you missed someone, and you might be longing to be with someone, and you're just like sitting in the grave of them and like crying over and over what you've lost and the drama that went down. But it's like gonna come to a point where you have to come up for fresh air, and you're gonna be like, wait, it's spring and everything is blossoming, and you know, when we die, we turn back into dirt, to soil, and that soil is used to grow beautiful flowers. So again, kind of new beginnings. I mean, endings bring about new beginnings. It's something that Spirit really wants you to focus on. And yeah, I'm really feeling like there's something that happened that has you kind of yearning for the past and wanting a friend, loved one, whoever to come back. And you're trying to sit with the idea that they're not coming back. And that's time that you take off the mask from yourself and kind of raise yourself again to be a royalty this time. And kind of having to be born out of the grave, and to let go. I'm feeling that there's an emphasis on letting go and how freeing that can be. And maybe the things I've highlighted are childhood wounds that you need to heal in order to let go, right? Okay. I'm getting, it's very sad. I'm getting really like sad energy. But I'm gonna get some therapy cards for you now. Or do I want to do that? I feel like I want to grab a card to clarify the shallow grave. I get a clarifying card for the shallow grave. I don't know why, but I feel like it feels like really really straightforward, but oh, spirit. We have, yeah, okay. From death comes rebirth. That's really just what I've been saying. And stifled, bored, and stuck. Yeah, gotta get out of the constraints people have put on you and the acts that people want, and to be reborn again, to be the person that you are supposed to be. Even that means destroying current relationships because you're not fitting into it. I mean, like, if you can, right? Or it just means destroying or like shocking other people because you are not fitting into their idea of what you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to look like for, you know, your gender or set or race or family, just culture or whatever, right? And you kind of just be like, I'm done with it, I'm sick of it, and letting it all go, throwing it out the window, and being who, you know, this beautiful person that doesn't fit into whatever group that you're trying to fit into, and being okay with that, and letting go of those constraints, and, you know, flying away and getting out of the grave, out of this, you know, maybe this is you, maybe this is the old you that you're trying to sit with, that you're trying to become again, and to be able to just act like everything was okay again, to keep this mask on that, you know, Mary Masquerade had, to keep that mask on and act like, yeah, it's like fine, it's totally fine. And I fit in, and this is who I am. But it's time that you kind of be, you know, be like, hey, that version of me died, and a new version of me is being born. And that might be rough, that might be disruptive, that might be a really weird feeling, but it's gonna happen whether I want it to or not. And just fighting it is gonna be more painful than if I just let it come through and, you know, break this chains that are like this corset that's on me that's like making it difficult for me to breathe, because that wasn't even comfortable in the first place. I just want to be free. I just want to fly away to be who I'm really supposed to be right now, and to really glow up, really grow up to be who it is I'm supposed to be. Grow up. Wow, I love the princess coming out, because that does talk about growing up into, you know, new shoes and filling shoes that you're always meant to, even if they're scary, even if you're not sure that you can fill them. You very much can. And then, you know, just trust that trust yourself, right? First of all, trust your intuition, that you know who you're supposed to be, right? Like, better than anybody else. You know your authenticity. You know what feels real to you better than other people do, anyone else does. They can't tell you. And so don't let them tell you. Okay, so I'm getting some My Therapy cards, and this is a deck that I won from a giveaway by Dr. Ebony, and I really love these cards. They're supposed to, you know, ask questions, provide prompts on how we can heal wounds right now, questions that we can ask ourselves, prompts that we can do in our journals and things like that, to help us kind of heal anything going on, heal our inner child and things like that. Okay, so we have habits. This card, I swear I shuffle these cards a lot in between these readings, but this is like the third time this card has come out. But it says the habit cards are designed to guide you through exploring habit blocks that might get in the way of you reaching your fullest potential and highest self. And so I include these little info cards because I feel like they're just good for overall, and knowing that, okay, maybe there's some habits that I can start now, little things that I can do to kind of help me get out of this funk if you're feeling you're ready and you want to, right? To reach my highest self, to reach, you know, the person that I'm meant to be, and reach this feeling of authenticity. Okay, what can I do? Habits that will break, you know, habits that I can adopt, or habits that I need to stop to break any negative thought patterns, negative cycles, and things like that. Stop perpetuating those things so I can, you know, keep on going on my personal journey. So Spirit, what else? What other questions and prompts should pile 4 do? Finish the sentence when I am feeling guilt, and the task is journal or talk to someone you trust about how you respond and cope with guilt. So maybe you feel like whatever happened in the past is your fault, and maybe it is. Maybe it's a lesson that you're supposed to take, but it's important that you forgive yourself for that. And it's okay to feel guilt. We all get guilty sometimes, and we can't linger in that. We can't tell ourselves, I feel guilty, and thus I'm not worth anything, right? We are always worth something. It's just we make mistakes, and we gotta keep it moving and forgive ourselves and be like, okay, I learned it. That maybe wasn't the best way to go about things, but it's okay. I'm gonna do better from now on, and I'm gonna level up and become a person that doesn't do that. Okay, so, and also sometimes we're not supposed to feel guilty, especially if, you know, you're just not, if you're being forced to be something that you're not. You shouldn't be guilty that you're being authentic to yourself and you're being who you are. Okay, but when I am feeling guilt, I blank. When you feel that blank, ask yourself if how you respond is beneficial to you or other people involved. Because if you just berate yourself, what work is that going to get done? If you just keep feeling more guilty and guilty and guilty, are you actually making changes to not feel that guilt? Are you actually understanding why you feel that guilt, and whether or not it's like, if you should be feeling guilt, period? Like, if who is it serving by feeling like guilt? Do other people want you to feel guilty for who you're being? But yeah, if you just keep digging a hole for yourself, how are you ever going to get out of it? Is basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then one more card, please, Spirit. I said one more. That is not one more. So, any other prompts, questions that Pile 4 should ask themselves now to help with the process? Which habitual thoughts, behaviors impact how you prioritize yourself? Task. Identify how these habits impact your quality of life. Okay, so yeah, again, looking at your habits and behaviors and how you're prioritizing yourself and your wants and your needs and your, again, authenticity. And are you prioritizing yourself, or are you prioritizing other people's feelings over yours, other people, period, over you? Okay, and how does that impact your quality of life? How does it impact your inner world? How does it impact your outer world, which impacts your inner world? Okay, and then lastly, bottom of the deck energy is, what do you need to forgive yourself for? It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, to forgive. So like I said before, there's a lot of energy around forgiving yourself over the past and forgiving yourself for being who you need to be. And if you did cause drama, and if you do feel like you hurt someone, did you do it because you knew that this was for your better? Maybe you had to leave someone because you knew that this relationship wasn't going to be okay if you stayed here, or you would hurt them more if you were there, or you just weren't ready to be in a connection like that. Did you leave someone because they weren't coming, through for you? Okay, so I feel like if that's the case, maybe you don't need to feel guilty, or it's okay to do things that are better for you, even if it leads to other people's feelings being hurt, right? Because sometimes we have to put ourselves first, and that's okay. Sometimes you just have to put yourself first, and you can't always control how other people are going to feel about it, but you can control how you feel about things and how you respond and how you behave and think. Okay, so that is all I have for you, Pile of 4. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it resonated, and I hope I was able to offer you some helpful insights. Okay, so thanks so much again. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell notif down below so you don't miss any readings in the future. Okay, and I will see you next time. Bye.